Now, before we start understanding futures, we need to understand what is a forward contract. Because as I have told you earlier, the futures have been born out of the forward contracts. So what is a forward contract? Let us consider a case where a farmer starts tilling his field in the month of May, and let us say he expects to reap the crop by the end of September. Alright. Now what is the perception of the farmer of the days ahead? He is now looking into the future. He is looking ahead. So what are the thoughts in his mind? First of all, let us say that he feels that he is likely to get a crop in the month of September, crop worth about $10,000. Alright. But at the same time, there is a doubt in his mind that what if the monsoon is not good? What if my crop catches fire before the harvest? I'll be ruined. So these are the risks which he is facing. Alright. Now consider there is another trader in the same village or in the same town. The trader who purchases the crop and then sells it in the retail market. Okay. He purchases the crop in bulk from the farmers and sells it in the retail market. Now what is the thought process in the mind of the trader? What is the trader's perception of the future or the days ahead? Alright. The trader may think that this farmer is likely to reap a crop the value of which will be much more than $10,000. This is what the trader is thinking, alright? And he says, he thinks that even if the monsoon is not good, the crop will be at least worth $9,000. So from his experience, he is predicting that even if the monsoon is not good, this farmer is likely to reap a crop worth about $9,000. Alright? And he thinks that he can take some risk and he can strike a deal with the farmer. Alright? So the trader approaches the farmer and he offers to buy the entire crop at $9,000 upon harvest in the month of September. He is willing to take a risk if there is a loss. So he tells the farmer that you work hard, you do your best, and whatever the crop you reap in the month of September, I will take that entire booty and I will give you $9,000. Alright? Irrespective of whether your crop is more than $9,000 or less than $9,000, I promise to give you $9,000. And the farmer agrees to sell the crop at $9,000. He is willing to settle for less. He knows that he is likely to reap a crop which is more than $10,000. But he being a poor man, he cannot afford to take the risk. If the monsoon goes bad or if something adverse happens, he does not want to take a risk. He wants certainty. He wants a guarantee that at least worth $9,000 he is going to get. So both of them enter into a deal or a contract. The farmer agrees to sell his entire produce for $9,000 in the month of September, and the trader agrees to pay him $9,000 for the crop irrespective of the quantity. So therefore the farmer and the trader have entered into a forward contract, a contract which is looking ahead, forward, or into the future. Okay. So now let us see what happens in the month of September. What are the implications upon harvest in the month of September? Now when the harvest is done in the month of September, if the actual crop is worth more than $9,000, then the trader gains, because even if the crop is worth 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, whatever, the trader has to give the farmer only $9,000. So the trader gains. But if the actual crop is worth less than $9,000, then the farmer gains. Because even if the crop is worth say 7,000, 6,000, 5,000, whatever, still the trader has to give the farmer 9,000 as promised. So the farmer gains. And if the actual crop is just worth 9,000, then it is a square deal. Nobody gains, nobody loses. Alright. Now what are the loopholes or the imperfections in this deal? Let us see what can possibly go wrong. Alright. What happens if the loser backs out upon harvest? Say for example, if the crop is only worth $7,000, what happens if the trader backs out? He does not come back at all. Or what happens if the crop is worth 12,000? If the farmer refuses to part with his crop, what happens then? So that means there is a default risk. The one of the parties entering into the deal may default. Alright. Then secondly, what if the perception of either parties change before harvest? What if one of them want to exit before September arrives? Is it possible? Or have they got stuck with the deal? So there is a rigidity risk. Now they have to wait till the month of September. They cannot, if they change their perception midway, they cannot leave the contract. So there is a rigidity risk. Alright. Then there is no third party to mediate and give an assurance. Is it possible that the powerful trader may try to bully the poor farmer if he loses? Is it possible? There is no third party here who will give an assurance. So there is a regulatory risk. Alright. Then the trader may deal with several farmers because he may be buying the produce from various farmers and then selling the crop in the retail. So he would need to borrow a lot of money from the bank. He may not be able to pay the entire amount at one go. So who will guarantee for him? That means there is a liquidity risk. The trader who wants to buy from 10 farmers or 15 farmers or 20 farmers may not have that kind of money. So there is a liquidity risk involved. He has to pay all the amount upon harvest. Then the actual exchange of gold, the produce, can one escape? If the crop is good, the trader may want to take it, or the trader has to take it because he has entered into a contract. But what if the trader does not have the space? He does not want to take the produce. You see, he just wants to make the profit out of it. He does not want to take the produce. Or say for example, the farmer, if the produce is more than say $9,000, say it is worth $10,000. So can the farmer tell the trader that you please take $1,000, which is the difference, but I am not willing to part with this crop because it has come out to be exceptionally good quality. I don't want to part with it. But as per our deal, as per our promise, the difference of $1,000, please take it from me. Is it possible? It is not possible because in a forward contract, there has to be a physical settlement. Whether the crop is good or bad or ugly, whatever it is, the farmer has to give it and the trader has to take it. Alright. So these are the drawbacks or the imperfections or the loopholes which are there in the future, in the forward contract. Now when we talk about the future contract, futures are similar to forward contracts except that all these drawbacks or the loopholes have been eliminated. Alright.